Hey, what's up guys, it's Kazooie here and welcome to another video about the squads that I currently have or have used throughout this month. And this time we will be covering the month June. In case you missed out the previous video, there will be a link in the description down below so you can check them out. But yeah, we're gonna start off with the Carlos Eduardo squad, and this was actually the second squad I built around him. The first one was in the 4-4-1-1 formation, is also in the previous video, but that was pretty terrible for me. I wasn't really playing that well with that squad, but this squad was actually very good. I still played not the best, but it performed way better, especially if you like to do skills. So this is a team you can build. It's maybe a little bit offensive with two 5-star skillers as center mids with Carlos Eduardo and also Michael Leite. You can maybe change that, maybe change Michael Leite for Hernandez, which I actually did at one point. But anyway, we're gonna move on to the second squad, and this one was built around Alex, and this was actually one of my favorite squads I've ever used on Ultimate Team. It was so fun to play with. Maybe not the most creative because you have a link with AS Roma players, Bayern Munich players, and the rest is pretty much Brazilian only. But yeah, it was so fun to play with, especially the Rossi and Schweinsteiger. They are very solid when it comes to the center defensive mids and just defending work in general. And then Alex, he surprised me a lot. I used him before, and I know he's not the fastest, but his dribbling and his free kicks, they're just really good, and he's just a fun player to use, especially if you're low on coins, because he pretty much goes for discard value. And then up front we have, of course, Jobson, Michael Leite once again, and also Wallison. Then we're gonna move into the third one, and this one was built around Taarabt from AC Milan. The Moroccan player also does have a Fulham version, but I decided to use this AC Milan version. At the top right you can actually see that it says Jetson, but it was built around Taarabt, like I said. But yeah, also this team was very fun to play with, although I wasn't really used with the formation. I actually thought that the defense would be very good, but it kind of disappointed me at times. Also in game I decided to switch to a formation with 4 defenders, simply because I'm used to play with 4 defenders rather than just 3. That is also why I'm not really a big fan of the 3-5-2 formation and just 3 back formations in general. But still, it was a fun squad to play with, although I would recommend playing with 4 defenders. At least that's what I prefer anyway. But yeah, like I said, the team was pretty fun to play with. Then we're gonna move on to another team which was built in a formation I wasn't really used with, and that is the 4-2-3-1 formation, and it actually surprised me a lot and played very well for me. Although Robin van Persie kind of disappointed me at times because he wasn't really the best. I don't think he scored many goals for me, but yeah, that was maybe because he wasn't really the fastest, and I usually had the ball with players like Elia and also McGeady, simply because they have 5-star skill moves. But yeah, the team overall was just fun to play with, although it kind of lacks skillers in my opinion, because McGeady and Elia, like I said, they're only the 2 5-star skillers in this team. Then you have Robin van Persie with 4 and Van der Vaart with 4 as well. So yeah, that is basically it when it comes to the skillers in this squad. The player that stood out the most in this squad was probably the goalkeeper Leno. He had some amazing saves for me. But yeah, like I said as well, I think Van Persie and also Kaya, the centre back from Galatasaray, were the players that kind of disappointed me. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the squad around Bernard, which I actually uploaded today. So I can't really give you a big opinion on the squad, but the games I've played so far were very good. I think it's also a little bit too offensive when you look at it, because you have Alex and also Bernard, usually players that you use as a center attacking mid or maybe even as a center forward. But yeah, they've been solid for me so far, so I can't really complain. Although Bernard is not really like the best player because he's very pacey. That is the thing that stands out. Also his dribbling, but his finishing is just so poor. But a player that stands out in this squad is definitely the left winger Osalo, which I didn't expect at all, because he was just a player that I want to try. Usually you would go with William because he's higher rated and plays for Chelsea, of course. But yeah, I decided to go with Osvaldo, and he's been very good for me so far. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the final squad, and that is my Dutch squad, the Netherlands, of course. I decided to build it mainly because of the World Cup, of course. And as you can see, we also do have a few international man of the matches in this squad with Daley Blind, the centre back, and we also have Memphis Depay as left forward. But yeah, this team is also very fun to play with. Pretty much every single squad I built in the month June was fun to play with, in my opinion. I think the player that stood out the most so far is Wesley Sneijder, even though he didn't really in the squad that I showed you previously in the 4-2-3-1 formation around McGeady. But in this formation and in this team, he was just so good for me. He scored so many long shot goals. He scored a few free kicks as well, which his free kick stats, they're just insane. Should look it up for that. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much this team and pretty much the end of this video. If you'd like to check out all the squads, there will be a link in the description down below to every single one of them, so you can check out how much they they cost, etc. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like, would be very much appreciated. And if we can hit 1,000 likes, that would be absolutely awesome. So I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.